Hello, 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 Libras. Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing today? I'm running a little late, so you guys got it late this time. It's been a crazy week. A lot of learning. I'm now a certified travel agent, and so I got a ton of learning to do. So anyway, let's get started. This is for October 5th through the 11th. And hopefully you're ready for some craziness, because with the new moon or the full moon that just passed, and also the retrograde is still here, things are still crazy, and they're going to be crazy through the end of the year. So there we go. So we're going to see what the energies are for you guys. We've got one out, and that's metamorphosis, which we know that things are changing, things are growing, and I'm going to make sure that my volume is up for you guys. Things are changing, definitely changing. Everything is unstable. Everything is moving very slowly, and that is just typical of the retrograde and the planets that are moving around right now. Almost all the planets are really slow, so that's going to be really typical. So we've got metamorphosis, and then we also have encouragement. So we do need to have encouragement, not only for ourselves at this time, but we also need to encourage others through their changes and their processing. So that's a huge energy right now. So we have the numbers 7 and 9. So we're looking at, as far as the numerology and stuff like that. So 9, of course, is almost the end of something, but it also means intensity, which right now the planets are pretty intense, with Mars in Aries, also Chiron moving into Aries, those kind of things. So there is some really big intensity on that. The other thing about 7, though, is its ambitions, desires, and growing, which is coming up in the middle of October. So those ambitions, desires, and everything that are growing are going to actually intensify. So you've got intensify growth there. So just to give you those who is just popping on, we have as the energies for the next week, for the 5th through the 11th, is metamorphosis and encouragement. So let's see what the cards have to say for this week. Also, too, while I'm shuffling, just know if you're brand new, welcome. And then also, too, if you see the news now, I am doing actually daily shorts. They're called shorts because they're 1 minute. And it's just sort of in the morning. I'm going to have those posted for you guys. If you want to do that, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll know that they're on. So, yeah. So, and for those that are returning and shared or actually brought a friend or told a friend, I really appreciate it. As we grow as a channel, I appreciate that very much. All right. So we have the Emperor, and the High Priestess. So the Emperor and then the High Priestess here, we have out of the chute for, I always say that, out of the chute. You think that we were bull riding or something. Those are the first 2 cards out. So something this week, you're going to have something deal with something with authority, somebody with some old wisdom. So maybe you're coming in contact, or you already have, and it's going to be processing forward, because this is a transforming time for you guys. So maybe somebody is sharing old wisdom with you, or you're sharing old wisdom. Because even though you may be young, my daughter is 25, but her wisdom is very old. I don't know where it comes from. Even when she was little, she was speaking in very old English. I'm like, where is that coming from? I thought, did she watch Blue's Clues? Did you, you put it in your head. But so you can have a young person with old wisdom. So maybe, but this is something to do with not only wisdom, this is actually a spirituality coming through here. So even though the Emperor is more of a father figure, authoritative figure, somebody of sort of has some stature to him, very high integrity, high morals, you've got the High Priestess right there as well. So there's some, okay, I'll get that in a minute. But the thing is, there is a very spiritual bond here. There is, it's almost like you've known each other for a long, long time, but you've never really known each other. Does that make sense? So for somebody that you're going to be coming into this person, it's going to feel that way for you. Maybe you've already met this person and it's just now developing, but there's also too, there's some tie there, and there's almost like a protective feeling there. For somebody else though, this old wisdom, but there might be some babies, some fertility, somebody might be pregnant or getting an adopted baby or something of that nature. So that might be for somebody there, and that definitely would change things. Definitely would change things, definitely need encouragement, definitely need to be motivated, because sometimes fear kicks in about halfway there. I know my fear kicked in when I was 8 months pregnant and I was out here. I gained 70 pounds, but I was way out here and I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, that's got to come out of me. Fear kicked in. But for this here, this is a spiritual, for somebody else, this is a spiritual thing. And wisdom, some old wisdom, somebody's mentoring, somebody's helping, coaching. Either you're being coached or you're coaching somebody. And it doesn't mean that you have to have a degree or anything in that, but it's just like you're there for their encouragement, an emotional support. Thank you very much. So somebody's being an emotional support to somebody. All right. So let's see what else we've got. So, and also too, because things are changing and growing from like baby, the cocoon to the butterfly kind of thing, this might be about your spirituality too. So when I teach coaching about spiritual or empath, it's like a growth. It's like a growth thing there for you. So we have the Justice. And then we have the Two of Swords. Wow, lots of arcanas here. Okay, when we have a lot of arcanas, then that means that there's really some powerful energies here that probably are transforming. Very, very powerful. I got goosebumps all over. So somebody is transforming, and it's a good thing. This is a good thing for you. It is throwing you off, though. It makes you feel like which way do you go? And sometimes that can be really hard, because when we do that, when we're like transforming the way that we need to be. And what I mean by that is you're walking in the truth. This is really you. This is really who you are. Now you're finally saying, I'm done. I'm going to be this person that I was meant to be, and I'm going to be it whether anybody likes it or not. Okay, so it's sort of that energy there. So something huge is transforming in you. I don't know what that is. So, but here, this is where somebody gets torn. With the Two of Swords, there's several ways that this card could be read. But in this scenario here, and the energies I'm feeling, is that somebody wants to do something, but there's fear because of what others may think. So here's the thing. If it is no harm, and if it is uplifting, if it is of spirit, of the divine, of God, or who you believe in, and it's going to be positive and productive in your life, then the fear is coming from what other people may think, and it doesn't matter what they think, because it's not their journey, and that fear you have to get over. Being older, I don't care what people think anymore. I really don't. Yes, I would like to not tick anybody off or anything, but in all reality, it's not their journey. And they can judge and assume who I am and the way that I am because of where I've come from. Very, very, very back in the day, they used to call it religious. I don't believe in religion. I believe in a relationship, and I know my relationship with my divine. If you wanna tell me I'm doing bad stuff, then you come and sit down with one of my readings and tell me, and then you go on your merry way, because this is what I do. This is who I am. That's where this confusion is with somebody out there, is because they're so afraid that other people are going to judge them. If they care about you, and if they're supposed to be in your life, it won't matter. They'll still accept you for who you are. If they go away, let them go away, because that's not who is really supposed to be in your life. And that's how the divine separates who you should have in your life and who you shouldn't have in your life. So the fear is within you. You're afraid of whatever somebody else is going to say. we do that a lot with relationships. Oh, is he going to like me? Oh, is she going to like me? Oh, if I do this, is he going to like me? You know what? This is who I am. If you don't like me, then I'm not supposed to be with you. And vice versa. If I'm not fit for a person's personality for a guy, then I'm not supposed to be in your life. So that's okay. That's okay. So anyway, that's where that is. So this energy is holding you back. It is really holding you back. And the people in your life, very, very powerful. This is very powerful energy right here. They need to be encouraging. Another thing is, if they are not encouraging, you need to get rid of them. I shouldn't say that. It's just like, you know what? They're toxic. Do you want them in your life? Put it that way. And if you do, we need to sit down and have some coaching sessions. Yeah. So, okay. See. So somebody feels like they're going to be left out, or you feel like you're going to be left out if you change and move on. And sometimes maybe you should be. Maybe you should be not with those people, or maybe not with that. But somebody here is in fear of being left out. Somebody is feeling like, you know what, I've come all this way and we've been friends for so long. But you know what? People change. Again, people change, and we change for the better. We change for our journey. We change. And if you need to move on, move on. If they need to move on, move on. You can do it in a loving manner, though. You can do it in a kindful manner. Say, hey, that's not my thing anymore. I don't do that anymore, or whatever it is. And there is the Knight of Cups bringing a message to somebody. So this is being transpired somewhere. So I have a feeling that, thank you. So this is being transpired. So somebody is either in therapy or counseling or coaching, or somebody keeps sharing and telling somebody, you really need to think this way. And this is what's creating this new person in you. And that's what's fearful. I don't know who that's for, but I just have major goosebumps. Somebody is in counsel. And the message from these wise or spiritual people is, you know what? Maybe those people are not the best for you to hang around, because it's stunting your growth. All right. I have to sneeze. I hate that when it starts to sneeze and then you don't. Okay, let's see here. All right. So let's see what else is there. Whew. This is a really powerful, it doesn't sound like it, and I would like to go back and watch my record of this, because it is really a powerful change for somebody. It's almost like you're doing, I'm surprised the tower doesn't show up. It's like you're almost doing a 180. And this is really big for you. It is really big. It is really scary. And it's okay to be a little scared when new changes happen. But the thing is, too, that you can keep moving forward. Yeah, this is a time where you need to be thinking of your future, what you're planning on. But you have to live in the now, because that's the way Mars and all the planets are now. We want to focus in on now. But at the same time, what we're doing when we do that is we're like the Virgos. We're honing in on what we need to work on. If it's not working, we need to change it to something that maybe, or try something that maybe is working. That's what we're doing in this month of October. This is for all the signs doing that. Yeah. Holy Toledo. Okay, so we had, again, verification, clarification that, yes, somebody is being a little bit fearful of change, and change is inevitable. It is inevitable. Again, we have another Two of Wands, very close to the Three of Wands, thinking about the future. But in the Two of Wands, it also could mean that you maybe be thinking about traveling, or maybe you're moving. Maybe you're going to physically move, or maybe you're thinking about moving or buying a house, or, going that route. Again, we have a message from the Page of Cups. We're going to keep with him and the Knight. There's going to be a message. There is a message. Something is happening. And again, more spirituality with the Hierophant, actually trying to teach of more spirituality, more listening to your intuition. So you know, it's really funny. Human nature is really, really funny because you do know what is right. You do know what is wrong. You do know what is good for you most of the time, unless we have some damage in our past, trauma, things like that, because then things can get distorted as we get older, and grow. And then we make poor decisions based on that. And you don't even know that you're making poor decisions because of it. But in all reality, you know what you want for your life. If you don't, that's why the emperor is coming in and sitting down and saying, hey, we need to start thinking about the future. What do you want? How do you want to do it? Sort of like when you're young, in your 20s or even 18, 19, and you're being forced to go to college. What do you want to do? Personally, I think going to college before the age of 21, 22 is too soon, because the frontal lobe of your brain is not developed, and that's your decision portion of your brain. And how many of us go to college and get a job in something else? So if you start later and know what you want to do, you don't waste all that money and time. But if you know what you want to do, then shoot, go for it. Go for it. But for me, you know, my daughter beats herself up for not going to college so early, but I'm like, you know what you want to do now. Why would you waste all that money? Because in this day and age, you guys who are in school, you got the choice of school, which is going to cost you maybe about $100,000, or you could have a house. You know, it's sort of like, which do I want to spend my money on every month? You know, but unfortunately, the business of school is you have to have a 4-year degree or more in order to get a good job anymore. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I work for myself. And then I'm broke half the time. Anyway, so these are things that you are really going to be really focusing on. I do feel like this person that is coming into you in this week is going to be your encouragement. And for someone, I hate when they tell me stuff I don't like to say. So for someone, though, is bucking the spirituality part. They're like, I don't believe in that. I don't want to believe in that. And they've been around organized religion too much, and then it's created a block. But I would have to say, really, really understand that spirituality is not about a building, a place, or even people. It's actually a relationship between the divine, which is a deity, which we cannot see, energy, basically. And that is where it needs to be placed as a relationship. So, but somebody's bucking that. They don't know if they even want to do that. It's like, the only way to get over a fear, any fear that you're having this week, I challenge you. This will be a challenge for you this next week. Whatever fear you're having in the week of October 5th through the 11th, I challenge you to face it. And you may have many, but I challenge you to face one. Ask the question, why and where is this fear coming from? How deep is it coming from? And then face that fear. Just begin to face it and see what happens. Because you're changing and you're growing in your journey for the better. All right. All right, Divine, is there anybody else also? Is there anything that I am missing? This is huge. This is a big transformation change. Again, a metamorphosis. This actually is, I would say, if you were if you were a butterfly, it goes from caterpillar, cocoon to butterfly, or does it go? Anyway, you're in the middle one. So you've already started the process, whether you want to believe it or not. You've already started the process, but you're sort of in the middle. This is where the hard work is. Thank you. This is where the hard work is for somebody. And just know that whoever is around you, there is somebody that's fearful around you, that they're afraid that when you grow into this new person that you want to become, that they're going to be left behind. So just let them know in love and kindness and truth how you feel all about that. Do you want them to join you in your journey? Do you want them to stay behind? And if you do want them to stay behind, and if they're toxic, it just depends on how that happens. If they're super toxic, cut them right off. But the thing is, if they're not, you know, you have to do it with gentle kindness kind of thing. All right. All right, Libras, Holy Toledo. What a reading. What a reading. Is there anything more that you want me to share, please? For somebody, there is travel coming in. I was just told somebody's going to be traveling. So just know that if that is you, if you are going to be traveling, please be mindful. Really, if you just got your bookings through like Expedia or something like that, really keep on top of the restrictions and all that kind of stuff, even from state to state, going international, really keeping on top of what you need to do, because the restrictions are changing almost every day. I'm in the travel industry, so just be really mindful of that. Be careful of that. And if you have questions, just contact me as well. But the thing is that you're going to end up with a good place. Yes, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. This transformation, this change, if this is you or if this is for somebody that you're helping and going through, this is going to be worth it. The hard work is going to be worth it. The 10 of Cups is all about all things: love, happiness, joy. You have your, what do you call that? Like your home, your material things are everything is in balance. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place to be. So I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited. So Libras, thank you very much. I think next reading we will have a new moon, because that's on the 16th. And also, too, don't forget about the dailies if you would like to. They're just little 1-minute dailies. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I'm on or when new things are uploaded. But also, too, share with a friend or like my page, and then I know I'm doing a good job. All right. Thank you guys. And you guys, I'll see you next week, Libras. Love you guys.